from Super Easy Forex, and today's lesson is going to hurt your feelings. I'm telling you up front, going to hurt your feelings, but it's going to be like medicine. Okay, let me give it to you like this: a lot of medicine that you get, it don't taste good when it's going down, but it surely enough make you feel better. Okay, this is going to be one of those lessons to help you feel better, but it ain't going to feel good because I'm going to hurt your feelings and I'm going to have to talk bad about you for a minute, but don't take it personal. Okay. Some of you guys, you think that the reason why you're unsuccessful in trading and many other things that you're doing, not just trading, but many other things that you're working on, you're wondering why you're not successful. And I'm going to specifically talk about Forex traders and those who trade in the markets, because a lot of people trade in the stock market as well. Let me be very clear with you on something. Some of you guys think, well, I keep blowing my accounts because of money management. That could be true. But that's not one of the main reasons why a lot of people are blowing their accounts. And so today we're going to go into detail as to what the root cause of your problem is. Now, money management is very, very important. Don't get me wrong. But I guarantee there's another part of this trading career or trading journey that you're on that you really need to fix. Because until you do, you will always struggle. I want to be very clear. Now, again, if I hurt your feelings, I apologize ahead of time somewhat, because I really mean what I'm saying. Because the truth of the matter is, I did not get better with my trading career until I had to fix this. Oftentimes, let me say this, by the time we get done talking today, you're going to also cut out, watch this, you're going to cut a lot of those trading strategies that you're using right now. You're going to learn to cut half of that mess off. Some of the YouTube channels you're tuned into, trying to subscribe to their channel so that every time they come out with a new strategy, you're going to learn to cut that off. Because today you're going to figure out exactly where your problem is. All right. Now, I want you to write down a term that you have heard consistently time and time again, especially if you're in the US and you grew up in the hood like I did. There is a term that has been used for a long time, and we use it for other people, but you never figured out that you also are suffering from the same thing. So write this down. The term in the hood that we used to use all the time was called jack of all trades, master of none. Jack of all trades. Watch listen carefully to what I'm saying. Jack of all what? Trades, master of none. So as Forex traders, here's where let me talk to you guys about some of you guys' problem. Okay, again, I'm gonna hurt your feelings, but it's for your good, so don't worry about it. You'll be all right. You are the jack of all trades. You're trying to trade crypto. You're trying to trade stocks. You're trying to trade options. You're trying to trade binary options. You're trying to be a scalper. You're trying to be a day trader. You're trying to be a swing trader. You're trying to do too much. You're a jack of all trades, but you ain't mastered not one of them. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You have not mastered one skill yet, but yet your hands are in 20 different pots all at the same time. And you wonder why you're frustrated, your pockets are thin, everything about what you're doing doesn't work. That's because you're trying to do too many things at once and you have not slowed down to master one thing. So write this second term down and we're going to put the two together. This is going to be a short video, but it's going to help heal your problem so that this week when you begin to trade, you'll begin to see a big difference in your trading career, not because of the charts, not because of indicators, not because of trading systems, not because of whatever, but because of a changed mind. Because until you fix your thinking process, you will always fail at whatever you put your hands to do. And that's not just in trading, that's in anything you put your hands to do. I have seen it over the years. And I have seen what separates successful people from failures, and it is focus. And you don't have it because you are what? The jack of all trades, but you have never mastered none. I told you this is going to hurt your feelings, but somebody got to tell you the truth. It could be true that your significant other, your wife, your husband, boyfriend, girlfriend been telling you this for the longest, but you didn't want to hear it from them. So you're going to have to hear it from me. And we're going to talk so that you can narrow down write this down, Trader's identity. Write this down because this is going to be key for you this week coming up as a Forex trader or stock market trader, binary app, whatever you want to do, but primarily a Forex trader. Okay, I'm going to talk to that group primarily. As a Forex trader, the failure in most traders that I have noticed is that they do not have what's called a trader's identity. Chances are you never even heard of this term. Well, that'll be true because I'm the one giving you the term. A trader's identity will separate the successful from the failures. So once you get this concept, you'll begin to see, okay, this is what I need to work on. And once you do that, you will find the success you've always been seeking. And at the same time, your trading career is actually going to be a whole lot easier to do moving forward. Okay? Now, a trader's identity is this. One of the reasons why you have 50 different strategies and you constantly piling up on strategies and piling up on indicators is because you haven't identified what kind of trader you are. Now, I know this is going to sound fundamental, like, man, this is so basic, but if it was, you wouldn't be struggling. If it was, you wouldn't have so many indicators on your charts. You wouldn't have so many strategies in your head. It's like when you come to the charts, you have so much going on in your head as far as strategies, ideas, indicators, you're mixing and matching this and that. You have so much until it's like a gumbo pot in your head, and the charts are no longer simple to you. And that's why you can't find your success, because you turn into that jack of all trades. And when you're a jack of all trades, you're nibbling and nabbling in so many different things until you don't have a fundamental, basic strategy, a go-to strategy that this is my bread and butter. I don't mind testing other things, but this is where I make my money. Let's be real about it. Because some of you guys, you're doing a lot of work, but you're seeing no returns. And that's the honest to God truth. And you got to be honest with yourself. Don't kid yourself, and don't keep trying to force your family members and everybody else to buy into your dream when you know in the heart of your hearts, you've been busting your butt on these charts and not having a return. And part of that is not about the indicators, money management. All those things are important. But the key is that you never have adopted a trader's identity. So now when we talk about a trader's identity, you say, okay, what is that? All right, let me help you. When I was coming through my 5-year, I call it a 4.5, but basically a 5-year struggle, I think, to be honest, comparatively, truthfully honest with you, I think the Forex journey the Forex journey is one of the worst journeys I've ever went through as far as finding success. When it came to real estate, I found success. When it came to understanding the stock market, I found somewhat, I understood it. When I traded options, I understood that a bit. When I traded binary, I understood that. But when it came to the Forex market, my journey was tough. It was treacherous to the point where I hated Forex. But I was addicted to it, so I couldn't quit. Some of you guys are dealing with that right now. Basically, what that means is that you hate trading. It has taken so much out of you, not just out of your bank account, but also out of your emotional state. It has drained you. You feel drained. See, this is the kind of videos nobody want to talk about. They always want you to just come on here and teach a new strategy and this and that, but they don't want to tell you the truth about the pain that you go through, the secret struggle, the nights and days that you stayed up on them charts and you traded and still nothing happened. And the deep pain and scars, the emotional scars that comes with trying to figure out trading. This is what nobody wants to share. But it was a painful journey. I hated trading. But at the same time, that's why I gave you guys that terminology, hashtag Uncle P, market addiction. The term market addiction I came up with because that's what I was dealing with. I was addicted to the markets, but I couldn't stand it. It's kind of like being in a very terrible relationship. You hate the person, but you love them. You want to leave them, but you're still stuck with them. And that's the way it was for me in the markets. I just couldn't stand it because I got tired of putting in hours upon hours upon hours thinking about the charts day and night, at the movie theater, on my phone, looking at charts. Instead of hanging out with my wife, spending quality time with her, here I am, still thinking about these charts. in the dark corner, in the movie theater, staring at my phone. Some of you guys are doing that now. You're supposed to be at work, but then you constantly staring on your phone and you're about to lose your job because you can't stand the markets, but yet you're addicted to them. They have not paid you any money in return. You gave them everything you had. Everything. And you got nothing in return but shame, losses, and scars. So when people say, oh, just work on your money management, you did that. Oh, just work on this strategy, you did that. And you still come up empty. And then you're on the YouTube channel all the time. You subscribe to 20 different YouTubers right now talking about Forex. And the problem is each one have a whole different type of style of trading. And you're trying to adapt to every single one of them because you have never discovered your trader's identity. And that was my problem. I was all over the place. Soon as the next hottest indicator came out from so-and-so, oh, I was the first one to get it. First one. And then I put it to the charts and well, then I blended with this, then I blended with that. And I was turning out to be what? Jack of all trade, master of nothing. And I still saw no returns, just more losses. And I got tired. And looking back on it, you guys, honestly to speak, I think God was telling me my answer the whole time. But I wasn't paying attention because I was listening more to the YouTubers than I was to the voice of God trying to help me on my struggle. And so here's what happened. I finally figured out through pain, losses, and hatred for the market that I didn't want to be bothered with the market that much. But yet I did. So then I had to reassess how I was dealing with this relationship. Seeing that I'm addicted to this relationship called trading, I'm addicted to it, but I can't stand it. This is where some of you guys are. You never told nobody this, and you never would. But it's okay. I'll speak on your behalf. Because see, what you say out your mouth to people and what your heart is saying is two different things. And so you're having a split personality situation. You're smiling in front of the public about your trading career, but you're crying on the inside when you're alone because it's painful. I told you I'm going to step on your toes. I'm going to hurt your feelings, but that's okay. You're going to get some truth today. In Jesus' name, you're going to get some truth. Because the truth, is the Bible said, the truth is the only thing that will set you free. You got to deal with the truth. And so the truth came, Uncle P, you're terrible at trading. Because, now here's where we get good. Let's put in the because. Because you're all over the place. My students know very clear, and I tell them live in classes, that if you want to learn scalping, I know how to scalp. Trust me, I do. But I hate it. It doesn't fit, watch this, it doesn't fit me well. We're talking about trader's identity. Don't skip out. Watch this, because I'm getting to it. When you understand your trader's identity, you also know what you are not. Some of you guys, this is a concept that's going to help you not only in your trading career, but also in your personal life. Because you're entertaining people, you're dealing with people, you're in circumstances, you're always nabbing and dabbing. You have become a chameleon until you don't even know who you truly are no more. Because you do everything you can to fit in wherever you are versus bringing who you are to wherever you are. So you're highly adaptable, which is good sometimes, but it's not always that good because you have not identified yourself. And you're doing the same bad habit in your Forex career. Now, what do I mean by that? I had to figure it out for myself. You know what? I'm sitting up here YouTubing people who have the new hottest 5-minute scalping session strategy. But come to find out, Uncle P, you don't have the temperance for scalping. So even if you did do it, you weren't good at it because that's not you. It's not a good fit for you. You're not that kind of person. So in class, I always tell them, if you want to be a scalper, yeah, I can hint towards it, but you need to join Miss Jenny, who has identified herself. And I had a conversation with Miss Jenny, and some of you guys who will listen to this video later, thousands will listen to this later. And a lot of you guys know who Miss Jenny is, okay? She heads up our signal service as far as live scalping sessions. She holds them live. So she teaches you how to scalp as well as them making scalps trades, right? Okay, but here's the key. The key is when I talked to her, and we were talking about our ways of approaching the market one time. And she's highly impressive to me. I mean, just a genius in the markets. I hands down, she is a genius. I'm telling you, she's a trading genius. But here's what I appreciate about that conversation. We were talking about our strategies one day, and she was saying, yeah, well, you know, for me, I just am not good at holding trades very long. And I said, well, ain't that something? The queen of Forex is sharing her kryptonite. And I respected that because what she was telling me is I have identified who I am as a trader. I have a trader's identity. I am an expert at scalping, but I'm not the expert at swing trading or holding it a long time. And this is why we complement each other, because in exchange of that, I am not good at scalping because I don't have the temperance for all that quick movement. But I love day trading and swing trading. Watch where this is going. So what happened was, when I identified my trader's identity, I automatically knew what I no longer wanted to be bothered with. You can bring to me the best Forex scalping strategy ever. I don't want it. Did you hear what I said? I don't want it. Why? Because it doesn't fit me. Let me give it to y'all a little bit different so this can really soak in. Because see, some of you guys, this is why you're taking in way too many strategies, way too many indicators, way too many videos, and your whole brain looks like a spaghetti pot of noodles. You don't have a trader's identity. So when you approach the markets, you're approaching them from a point of confusion, because you got too many things mixed in there. You don't have one solid, this is who I am, and this is all I need. So every time somebody comes up with a new strategy, you're hopping on it and you're losing. You're a jack of all what? Trades, master of none. Watch this. One of the things that helped me when I figured out that I don't have the personality for being a scalper. That was, hold on. I'm gonna put this charger in my phone so it won't go dead on me. Okay. That alone saved my trading career, because at that point, I was able to cut off, watch this, I was able to cut off tons of indicators that apply to scalping strategies. And I was able to unsubscribe to a lot of channels back then that were discussing scalping strategies. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Because I finally figured out my trader's identity. So therefore, I knew it wasn't a good fit for me. So I don't need these strategies no more. And I don't need to subscribe to your channel. Doesn't mean that you're not good at what you do. It just means you're not a good fit for me. Let me give it to y'all. Let's do it real. Some of you guys, here's why you're having bad relationships in your personal life. Because what you're doing is you're flirting and playing and trying to marry up with people who you know are not a good fit for you. Now, they may be cute, but when you talk to them, they're dumb. Or when you talk to them, they're rude or mean. They're just not a good fit for you. But because you don't know who you are, you keep letting all these foolish people into your life. But the moment you wake up and say, here's who I am, I know who I am, and I know where I'm going, then instantly you automatically know, even if this person comes in your face and they are cute or handsome, you don't want them. Why? Because after a 5-minute conversation, you know, basically we don't have a long-term situation because I'm going over here and your mindset is over there. See, you cut out foolishness when you understand who you are, when you have an identity. But see, some of you guys ain't never did that. And you're doing the same thing in your Forex career. You don't have an identity. So you're dibbling and dabbling in everything, cryptocurrency, binary options, whatever comes, whatever's the fastest that you think gonna flip a couple of dollars in your pocket the quickest, then you just hipping and hopping and you all over the place. All over the place. And at the end of all of that movement and stress and everything you're doing, all that chart time and everything you've been losing sleep, finna get fired from your job for hanging on them charts too much and staring at your phone on the MT4 or MT5 on your, after all of that, you don't have a penny to show for it. I would say type of amen, but you know, I don't want everybody, You know this is the truth, because the truth will set you free. And the truth of the matter is you're struggling, not just because of money management, but because you have never identified yourself and said, this is who I am. This is me. When I'm teaching my classes, oh, you take me to them higher time frames, then drop down to a lower time frame, I will kick your behind and trading all day long. Now, of course, everybody will have some bad trading seasons because, like over the last 3 weeks, you know, with the Evergrande situation and them lying about, oh, we're fine, and the whole Chinese market finna collapse. Then you got the U.S. government acting crazy, doing some dumb stuff. So the market themselves, by nature, will act abnormal. That's okay. It'll happen. But even when that shakes, and you have a bad trading week, because you got a trader's identity, you know for solid, this is who I am. And yes, I will come right back. And this is where most successful Forex traders exceed the retail traders, because they don't allow a bad trading day or a bad trading week to affect them, because they know who they are. And they know that my skill set is so sharp until it will recover all that I have lost, even during a bad week. And they will take it on the chin and keep it coming and come on back and win anyway. Why? Because they are solid in a schizophrenic market, but not you. When the market change, you changing. When the market change, you got 50 different strategies. Well, I'll do this. Well, I'll do that. And the market is crazy by nature, and so are you now. So you got two crazy people trying to make a successful career. Ain't gonna happen, partner. I'm just being honest with you. It ain't gonna happen. I suggest, I honestly would prefer that you stop trading, period, until you get your trader's identity and you are solid on your strategy. And you have, for me, I only got about 1 or 2 strategies, maybe 3 tops. That's it. I don't need all this other stuff. And when I was able to figure that out, man, I cut all them. I unsubscribe. I don't need all these channels. Thank you very much for the pop up. Hey, this person got a new strategy. And I was the first one tuning in. Let me see what their strategy is. No more. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I don't need it. Because I know what works for who? Me. This is why when it came to the signal service, I did not say, well, I'm going to be the one doing the search, providing scalping. So I know how. Don't get me wrong. I know how. But I went out and got somebody better than me and said, would you be willing to take over this? Because I don't want it to interfere with who I am. Because if I start doing that, I will hurt myself and others. I am good at what I do, and I'm good at it. Let me give you a better way of looking at this. Some of you guys remember that what's that dude's name that won the MMA? He was oh my God, his name. He fought Mayweather. He fought Mayweather. Y'all know who I'm talking about. His name just skipped my mind. Oh my God. The Irish MMA fighter. Somebody in here, what is it? Oh my God, what is his name? Anyway, Conor. Yeah, Conor McGregor. Thank y'all. There you go. Thank y'all. Thank you, Sammy. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Conor McGregor, he was a beast in the MMA because that was what he was good at. That was his identity. He was great at being an MMA fighter. The problem is he let his arrogance get to him and he crossed over thinking, well, I'm talented and so therefore I can be talented in anything. And then he crossed over and got his behind whooped in public in boxing. Nate Robinson, the basketball player, he was great as a basketball player, the little short guy, but he got completely embarrassed when he crossed over and started talking about, I'm going to be a boxer. Boy, that was one of the craziest boxers. I mean, it didn't even look real. So all those years of him being a successful basketball player and having the respect of the world as one of the best basketball players at his short little height got instantly wiped away in one day because he decided to jump his silly butt into a boxing ring and he looked like a complete fool. Let's talk about Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, great, historic basketball player, but he crossed over and tried to be a what? Baseball player, and he wasn't good. Smart for him, he didn't stay long enough to keep damaging his career because he went back to being who he was. He realized, I can't be a jack of all trades because I ain't going to be able to master nothing. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you guys? Because see, it sounds good when I'm talking about them, but I'm also talking about you. You're doing too much. And you're wondering why your career is not taking off because you don't have a trader's identity. You're trying to scalp. You're trying to day trade. You're trying to swing trade. Problem is, watch this, and I'm going to close. Watch how this plays out. And this is what really helped me. The biggest problem I see with most Forex traders is that they come in, they're terrible, terrible scalpers. I'm not going to lie, terrible scalpers. Somebody said, and they had, what did they say? Oh, I missed that comment. It blinked out. Okay, I missed that comment. But they're terrible scalpers because to be an expert scalper for the long haul, it requires a certain skill set. And not everybody has it. But not only is a certain skill set, but a certain temperament. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because the markets move so fast on a scalping way until any little thing pop out. And if you don't have a way of understanding the way the real market moves, you could be right, but be wrong within a minute. Okay, so now people are now trying to slowly migrate over to being a day trader, which gives them more time to enter trades and hold them with more comfort. But the problem is that any little slight pullback in the markets, which I was teaching on last week, why are people complaining about pullbacks? Well, why am I in red? Why will market pull back against me? Because that's what it does. Check your charts. Where do you think higher highs and higher lows come from? From pullbacks. It doesn't mean that the trend is broken. It just means that's what it do. See, you the problem. But because you've been trying to scalp to get instant profits without ever taking any kind of pullback, and you used to trying to use these little tight butt stop losses, you trying to force the market to be obedient to you, and it doesn't. And so now you're trying to switch over to being a day trader. But the problem with most people who do these transitions, they have a day trader strategy with a scalper's mentality. See, you're still off course. So when the markets, as a day trader, you know you hold the trade, it may go up in your favor and then it may pull back a little bit, but eventually it's supposed to go where it's supposed to go, right? You all know this. This is basics. But if that's so basic, then why are you struggling? Because the problem is, when you trading, you got a scalper's mentality with a day trader strategy. You got a swing trader's mentality, a swing trader strategy with a scalper's mentality. And so your mentality don't match your strategy. And so that's the reason why when you're day trading, you should be able to go out, have lunch, relax, go do your thing, come back and check the charts. If you're swing trading, you can go to work, come back in a couple hours, check your trade. That's comfortable trading. But you, every 2 minutes, you're checking your trade. Every 30 seconds, you're on your phone checking your trade. What? See, the problem is you mixed up, not the markets, you are. You have an issue. because now you're trying to mix and match things that don't mix and match in your head. And so you keep interfering. Then you, as soon as it scoots back 5 pips, you out. You close the trade. Well. See, that's a scalper's thought process. But then the problem is, did you even look at the broker spread? It moved back 5 pips, but the broker was charging you 3 pips to enter the trade. So technically you were only down 2 pips in movement. Why did you close the trade? And you're supposed to be a day trader and swing trader? Are you freaking kidding me? See, do you see the problem? One of the questions I get emailed all the time, well, this trade is going against me. What should I do? Well, my question is, did it hit your stop loss? No. Then why are you even looking at it? Well, because no. I'm going to tell you why you're looking at it, because you're mixed up in your head. You still are under the thought process of a scalper while trying to be a day trader or swing trader. You love the big pips, the 50, 100 pips, but you don't like the up and down movement, which the market normally does along the way. Somebody type amen if you're with me. Okay? Just type amen if this is making sense. So do you understand why I said your trader's identity is the most important thing you can establish before you worry about strategies? You have to identify your personality. Do you know I do relationship coaching? And most arguments that happen in relationships comes from because you have two people who never really identified their own real identity. And now they're trying to force somebody to comply and become what they want them to be when you can't comply and become who you want to be for yourself. Because you're not solid in who you are. You're schizophrenic. And then now you're jumping into a new relationship called the Forex market and you're still schizophrenic. You're crazy. You're all over the place. You're not solid. You're hard to deal with. You're hard to live with. And your trading career is a reflection of who you are. Oh, this is hurting your feelings. I told you I'm going to hurt your feelings today, but I told you it's for your good. So if you're going to be a scalper, and you know what the other problem with scalpers are? They don't know to quit trading. See, a professional trader will take, a professional scalper take 2 trades, maybe a day, 3 trades, maybe a day, but they know I don't want to be addicted to this thing. So I will take 2 or 3 trades, win or lose, and then I'm out. I'm done and I'll come back tomorrow. See, they're very solid on even their approach to the market because they have identified their personality. But you taking 10, 20, 30 trades a day with your dumb self. Let me help you understand something, silly. When you open that many trades, the broker charges you every trade you open. They don't care whether you win or lose. They will charge you the 3 or 4 pips, the 2 pips, whatever it is to get into that trade. So every time you're taking trades, sometimes it ain't the fact that you're not a bad trader. It's just the fact that you're doing too much. So now you done gave away. Look, watch this, do the math. If I'm your broker and I'm charging you 3 pips for every trade you enter, that's the broker spread. 3 pips for every trade you enter. You took 20 trades today. Do the math. How many pips did I make off of your dumb behind? 3 times 20 is what? 60 pips. So you gave me 60 pips with your silly self, and you wondering why you not making no money? Because you gave it to me. And then you don't have patience. So you're in and out of the trades, and you're paying your broker. Let me stop. Somebody gonna cuss me out. But you're being silly. You're being silly. See, because you haven't settled down. You haven't settled down, family. So let me close this. I gotta go. This week, what I want you to do, before you even worry about opening trades, which, by the way, for those who hung around and the thousands who will be watching this later, this week is one of those weeks you really want to just, sometimes this week, if you was ever to take a week off and just say, I'm going to take a break for a week, this would be the actual week you want to do it. Let me kind of throw this in real quick and I got to go. This week is riddled with news. You got the GBP coming out with their interest rates. The AUD is coming out with its interest rates. You also have the Feds on Wednesday, which is going to be big, coming out with their interest rates. The world is going to be watching, not just in the Forex market, but all over the world. The entire world is going to be watching to see what the Feds are going to come out, whether they're going to tamper with interest rates or not. As a matter of fact, it's so important that if they mess with interest rates, watch the stock market go in a dip. Okay, or it may shoot up depending on what they say. But the entire stock market is going to be taking a breath, holding its breath to see what the Feds are going to do, because it's so critical, because the debt ceiling is out of control. The money they printed is out of control. Inflation is out of control. And one of the things that can impact it is the interest rates by the Feds. It will rivet all over the world. I promise you that. So if there was, and then you have NFP, non-farm payroll, on Friday. So if there was ever a week that you wanted to take a break, to this week would be the best week for you to say, you know what, I'm gonna take the heed to what Uncle P said. I'm gonna take myself a break, and I'm gonna work on figuring out what is my trader's identity. If I'm going to actually be a scalper, then let me get mentored by a professional scalper. Now, there's plenty out there who claim to be scalpers. I only know one person who has over years of time has been very consistent and being successful as a scalper. I promise you that. There's many people who I've seen, they post their little post on YouTube or on social media, Facebook, show, oh, I'm a scalper. I'm a scalper. But see, they show you the one trade that they won, but they didn't show you the other 20 that they lost, because they can't be consistent at the strategy, right? It's a whole different mindset, a whole different ball game. I promise you. That's why I don't blend myself in it no more. I can do it, but I just know it's not a good fit for me. That's why I don't even attempt to teach it. I can, but I don't, because it's just not me. So I leave that to Miss Jenny. She is the only long-term, have proven to me for years that she has been consistent in winning almost all of her trades, the majority of her trades, as a scalper over years of time. So you can't just present a strategy to me in one video and expect me to believe you. I've been in this game way too long, and I've seen people come and go. You know how many people said I was a scammer and I'm this and that, and years later, here I am, I'm still here. See, I've seen people come and go because they came in with one identity and then they figured out, oh, well, maybe you're not. See, they weren't consistent. They didn't even have their trader's identity together, and here they are putting out content that y'all buying up and believing. Here's a new strategy. They ain't even tested the strategy themselves. And here they are doing a video so you can click the like and subscribe button to them. And the problem is they ain't even testing. Here you are going off of what they said, thinking that they know what they were talking about, and you using a live account with live money on their dumb strategy that didn't work. Come on now, this is the doggone truth. The truth will set you what? Free. So you'll never hear me do a video about how to do scalping, because I know that's not part of my trader's identity. I will always refer you over to Miss Jenny, because she is the consistent beast when it comes to that. See, I won't even tamper in that field. If somebody said Uncle P is doing videos on scalping, you already know that's a lie, because that's not who I am. And ain't no me trying to do a YouTube video just to get some like and subscribes lying, because that would be a lie. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So here's the deal. This week, you need to really sit down and stay off the charts and just sit down for a moment and say, when I was winning some trades, what style was it? When I'm looking at the charts, what time frame do I really do understand? And then from there, you build around that. Do you know the whole time God was telling me what my trader's identity was, but I was just, I didn't have it. I didn't understand. I wasn't solid. But he was saying, he asked, I'll never forget in prayer, what time frame do you really understand that you look at and you can clearly understand what's going on? And over again, it kept coming back to me. I can look at the 4-hour time frame and know exactly what's going on in the markets. Then why are you not using that to your advantage? Well, because it's no. See, it doesn't matter what they were saying over there. I'm asking you about what do you understand about the markets? When you look at them charts, what time frame makes sense to you? And I had to say it was the 4-hour. And now I would stick with that for a little while, but then the new strategy came out, and here I am veering off. Because somebody said, try the 15 and then do the 5 minute and then do the 1 minute. Well, here's a news strategy. Well, when a news strategy come out, what you want to do is you want to place a pending order above it and below it and this and that. But then when the news come out, it spikes in both directions, knock them both out. I lost again. And then another person come out with a news strategy. And the whole time God said, what did I ask you? What time frame makes sense to, watch this, not to everybody, but what time frame makes sense to who? You. And I had to go back to the original answer, the 4 hour. Now, from the 4 hour, I get the gist of the story of what the market wants to do. And then I can drop down to the 5 minute or the 15 minute for an entry. See, it doesn't make me a scalper. It just makes me understand that I needed to go to where I can understand the story the market was trying to tell me. Now, this may not work for you. Yours may be the 30 minute, maybe the 1 hour, maybe the daily, maybe the weekly. I have a friend who stays up in Florida, and I was just chatting with him. He said, yeah, I trade only off the weekly, and I hold my trade. See, he finally identified himself that that's the time frame that works for him, and he don't want to hear about anything else. For me, the weekly is way too long. I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but it don't fit me. But the 4 hour, from the 4 hour, I can get the gist of where the market is trying to go. I can drop down to the 15 minute and look for an entry. And some of you guys who's in our group, I teach about the 415 strategy. I teach that week after week after week. I've been doing that for the longest. It's even in your tutorial steps. Because I understand better. I can see. Let me leave y'all with this. I can look when I'm on an airplane traveling, which we travel a lot, my wife and I. From the airplane point of view, I can look down upon the earth and I can see all the neighborhoods and I can see all the lights and I can see everything that's going on. I can see the ballparks. I can see swimming pools. I can see the schools. I can see all these different things that I could never see if I was from a street point of view. Because when I'm on the street point of view, all I can see is the things that's on the street that I'm on. But when I'm in the airplane, I look down upon the earth and I can see all kinds of things and I get a better perspective of what's going on. I can even see the clouds. So I can see when a rainstorm is coming to a city before the city even gets it. Why? Because I'm sitting up from a higher top point of view. So I can get the whole thing that if I'm going to land in the city, it's sunshine. They said it's sunshine. But by the time I get there, because I've already been on the plane, passed over the clouds that is full of rain coming in that direction, I already know by the time I land, I better get me an umbrella. Even though the people there may not know to get an umbrella, I do. Why? Because I've seen it from the higher perspective. And now when I hit land, lower time frame, I already know I better wear a jacket and an umbrella. Type a 10 if this makes sense to you. You see how I had to identify what works for me. Now, I'm not saying that all these other things don't work, but they don't work for who? Me. I've never had success trying to do things people's way, including videos. Well, why don't you say things like this? Why don't you do things? Because it doesn't fit my personality and I don't want to be a fake and phony in my own eyes. I don't care if you don't like my videos, then just unsubscribe. That's fine. But I got to be true to who Uncle P is, or else I don't even like myself. Some of you guys are there now. You're trying to impress people and you ain't being real. You so fake and phony with everything you have done until you're not even impressive to your own self. That's why you don't like being alone. You don't like who you are. And you're pulling that bull crap in your trading career. And neither your personal life or your trading career reflects success. When are you going to stop pretending? I have to be who I am. I know I'm not a good fit for everybody. I know the way I talk is just very blunt. I know that everybody don't like hearing stories. I understand people don't like the parables I share. I know people don't like whatever about me. They may not like that I wear baseball hats all the time. Black guy with the baseball hat. He always running his mouth. Black guy with the base. That's fine with me. Because I'm not for everybody. But I am for somebody. Glory to God. Everybody don't want to hear about trading pains. They prefer to hear strategies and this and that. So they go to these other people's channel. That's fine with me. I'm not for everybody. But if you want some truth, I'm here. And I'll tell you about how painful it is to trade and what it was like to just struggle and cry all night long and get back on them charts again. And then when you trading and then you don't even believe in yourself no more, this market would rip you to your core. It will strip you of all your confidence and spit you out and look for the next customer to do it to. It has zero emotions and it is schizophrenic. It is not for the faint of heart. See, not everybody willing to tell that truth. So I understand I'm not for everybody, but I got my personal identity and I got my trader's identity. And whether I win all my trades or lose several of them trades, guess what? I'm still sticking to the story because I know over time, I know who I am. Everybody understand what I'm saying? You got to stop being a jack of all trades, master of nothing. Stop trying to be a crypto trader, binary options trader. You're trying to be a Forex trader. You're trying to be trading stock market and the options. And then you're trying to start a cookie business. Then you're trying to start a chicken frying business. You're just all over the place. And you need to just sit your butt down and master one thing at a time. Everybody understand that? I am who I am now. I like me. And I like how I trade because it makes sense to me. And I'm happier. All right, let me let y'all go. I got things to do. If you want to join us, the link is below to our Super Easy Forex family. Come and join us. If you don't and you just like the videos, that's fine too. I'm not tripping. It's not that big of a deal. It's not one of those oversell you, come and join us or else you'll never make it. No, hey, just figure your identity. And if you think we're a good fit, that's fine. I'm very good at day trading and swing trading. I'll teach you strategies. The system works. People been with us for years. We're good at what we do. But again, if it's not a good fit for you, hey, go find whatever works for you, but figure out who you are first. So you're not constantly spending money buying all these different trading systems and stuff that don't work. Okay? All right. Love y'all. See y'all next week.